Yo, what is up, everybody? So I got some music out to the side here. Gonna let some of these chats and stuff fill up. Thank you so much again for joining us. I gotta pull my chat up. I forgot to pull up my chat here. Whoops. So you can see what's going on. Excellent. Excellent. My bad. We're going to let it fill up a little more. But thank you guys again for coming back to another live lesson with me, your host, Jesse Ricca, brought to you by IK Multimedia. And our co-sponsor this week, the last week as well, is Singular Sounds. We got some great giveaways. Again, at the end of the lesson, you know, we're always giving something away. Sorry, I got like a little bit of a getting real Italian over here, opening up the chest, you know. Yeah, real deal Italian over there. Yeah, so we're giving away a bunch of fun stuff today. Of course, we're giving our gear credits. What's going on, guys? Thank you so much, Sky Watcher. Skies Watcher. Thank you. Thank you guys all for coming in. Miggy, again, always good to see you. Always good to see you guys. We got Michael here via Facebook. Awesome. We are giving away, if you didn't check out the thumbnail, we are giving away 100 gear credits, right, at the end of this lesson. And you also have a chance, you can sign up. There's going to be a link in the chat. I'm having Ryan drop a link there to the, I think it's the IK Multimedia page and the page for Singular Sounds. You can sign up through the link they have there. Possibility to win, oh, it's an IK Multimedia page, right? So there's a chance for you to win some free Singular Sound gear as well. Again, we have our co-sponsor this week. They're sending me some cool gear, getting involved, and we're trying to, you know, cross-promote and help everybody out here. And it's great because our products, you know, from Singular Sound and from IK really work great together. Today we're going to be working with, let's check it out, we're going to be working with the Aeros and the Beat Buddy. Now these are Singular Sounds products. I believe they do have a sale going on for the Beat Buddy. I'm not sure. I don't think there's anything on the Aeros, but if you sign up, I know you get a chance to get a bunch of the, where are they at? Oh, I got one right here. When you sign up, they're going to be giving away, I'm actually using it, excuse me. The thing comes in handy. They're going to give away these cable organizers. Where are we at? These cable organizers right here. You roll up your cables with them, keep you nice and, now it doesn't include the cable. With the organizer, you're going to have to, you know, get your own cables, but it does make it for that quick in and out of the gig, making that drummer jealous. Rolling them up. Bye, bro. He's still there with all the shells, breaking it all down. Cool. So, and today is going to be all about looping, right? That's such a, I see it's really popular right now. I know there's guys like Mark Ribier. He does like really cool funk music, but makes it also has like a lot of, like a little bit of comedy to it as well. I don't know if you've checked him out, but I've had a couple questions from my quite a few students about looping. So we're gonna go into looping, and we're gonna talk about how you can practice with the looper, songwriting things. Like, I mean, it doesn't get much, you know, easier to write something than when you have, like, you can pretty much write it all right here, and then the Aeros. Actually, you can save the waves and send them directly to whatever DAW you're using, whether it's Ableton or, what's the other one? Fruity Loops, I guess, or what's the one for Mac? I can't remember the name of it. If anybody's got the name of the DAW for Mac, throw it in the chat there. It's Ableton, and I always use Ableton. And what's the other one? All right, whatever. Any kind of DAW, you know what I'm talking about. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to talk about how we can come up with some cool ideas, how we can practice with these loopers, how we can use them to write new material, pretty much all the things you do with them. And you can make a buck with them, man. I got a couple gigs next weekend that are looper gigs. I bring out the looper. I have a singer there, and so it's just me and her, and we do a bunch of like hip-hop and R&B tunes. And it's really cool because I have the Beat Buddy and the Aeros. I have the drums going, and I lay down the loop, and you know, most of the hip hop tunes are only a handful of chords, so you can make the loop pretty quick, and it sounds great, right? People really get into it. So there's a lot of cool things to check out that we got going on here. So let's get right into it. about what we can do with some of these loopers and stuff. I know last episode we used the Beat Buddy as well. We talked about all the different things we can do practicing our time, you know, and that's a great one. Mark Rubier is wild and much fun. We all love him. He's the man. He's so funny, man. He gets up there in a Kimura and just Kimura and underwear. Just goes to town, man. It's good stuff. Good evening, everyone from Italy. What's going on? We got some international stuff going on here. I know all the IK stuff is from Italy. So let's get right into it. I'm going to get rid of these here so you're not dealing with them too much. So the one thing I do suggest you would pick up if you did get a looper is an octave pedal. That is the other thing you're going to be hearing me using today. And it's just so I don't have to unplug and then break out a bass and then start playing the bass line. See, so what I do is I literally just hit the octave pedal and I use that and I lay down the bass line, you know? The drums are all preloaded onto the Beat Buddy, so it's super easy to just click on and keep going. So we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna show you one of the exercises that I love to do with the Beat Buddy, because as a guitar player, there are a couple things that we have a slight disadvantage as, and also keyboard, saxophone players too. I think if you're a sax player who's interested in a loop pedal, who maybe knows a little bit of keys, it's a great practice tool, because as a guitar player, it's really, you can't really play the chord, you know, and then keep that chord resonating and then play the scale. And that's actually a super important thing to do, to get the sound of that scale in your head, right? Like say if we're practicing you know, we're practicing Locrian. We want to get that sound in our head. So let me show you what I would do with that. Like, we'll get this going here. So I got a thing here. I got my drum loop here. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And I just practice the scale. You know, and then go through all the different positions. So on a very basic level, that is like probably the first thing I really got a looper for. I was like, dude, I want to get, like, I was really practicing some altered scales, right? I'll actually show you. I can actually use that same chord. What I would do is, like, I was starting to learn melodic minor and, you know, all these different modes to melodic minor, and I was like, I really was like, man, I got to get this sound in my ear, because I was not hearing the lines. I was just playing what I thought sounded really. I'm just playing what I've learned, really. I wasn't playing what I was hearing. And the looper really helped get these scales into my ear. So I would practice these different modes. Like in melodic minor, right, the 6th chord is a half diminished, so we're changing a couple notes in the scale. Actually, now it's going to have a natural 2. So I would practice that over and over so I could hear it in my head, right? So, you know, same thing, just with a different mode. Whoop. Right, and then I just practice like some runs over it. always do a sound check, but sometimes with all this like looping and stuff, sometimes the levels come out different with my actual attack. So, but just real quick again, we're going over getting those scales in your ear. So I was using the 6th mode of melodic minor, right? It's I guess I think of it as like low Korean natural 2, because everything else is the same. So let's check that out again. The voice is a little low. Okay, I'll turn up the voice just a tad more. Keep us all in the same loop. Sorry about that, guys. Songwriting lesson. All right, yeah, we're going to get into songwriting lesson and how I use this thing to write with, too, for sure. Right, so I was going over to those different modes. We could jump right into the songwriting stuff, especially if that's what the majority of you guys are here for. I'm going to finish this up, and then we'll jump right into it. So, again, I was using the 6th mode of melodic minor, getting that sound in my ear. Right? So that's the real basic way that I started to use the looper in my practicing right off the bat. So I see we have some questions about the songwriting stuff, so let's get into that. Again, I'm a jazz musician, and the music I write is mostly instrumental, right? I do write some stuff that has vocals and stuff, so I'm not really big part of the lyrical side of it. I really focus on you know, the melodies and the chord structures and the you know, pretty much I'm more of a composer than I am really a songwriter. But I do write, you know, some lyrics too, just not as well. All right? So the way I approach writing one of my tunes, right, the biggest thing that I do is I kind of figure out what am I going for here, right? When I listen to jazz, it seems like there's a couple of different ways of writing, especially like modern stuff, right? There's guys who write like really for the melody, right? You're really just trying to build a strong melody. And then there's like more stuff that's written more around the chord changes. Like, for example, some of the Coltrane tunes, they're almost like practice pieces. I know in classical music, like Bach and Beethoven would write pieces that were really like made for their students to practice. It was like, here, we're working on this concept. I'm going to write a tune based around this to make you practice it. And they kind of did that in jazz too, with like giant steps and countdown and some of the stuff that the melody isn't really as strong. It's really more about these changes and finding some cool ways to make the changes and stuff like that. So there's a couple different ways you can write a song. So I find the way that I've changed my writing is I really try to focus on the melody stuff. You know, that's what people are going to connect to. The stronger melody you have, the more they're going to remember it. We could use one of my tunes that I just did because I don't know if I have too much rights to use a whole bunch of other people's music. But I could show you one of my tunes. This is called, go lower the BPM here. Don't. Oh, here we go. Don't. Cool. We're going to do one of my tunes called In Your Bones. Now this is it's only a 4-chord melody. It's only a 4-chord tune. We're going to do F minor to G altered, 2, 3, 4, C minor 7 to E flat. And the melody is, right? So I tried to make a really nice, smooth, articulated melody. I'm going to show you how that fits over the chords. So in this case, so let's loop that. So I got to build the loop here. I'm going to show you. So I'm going to start with the bass line. Let me see. Let me kick this off. Oh, I got to delete this. That is the one thing with looping. I mean, you are working with a lot more technology, so you have to kind of be patient with you know, when you're performing and stuff, because you got to build stuff as you go. 2, 3, 4. Right, so I've laid down my bass line. Oh, dig that stuff. Thank you. I'm glad you guys have been checking out the music. Thank you so much. So now I'm going to go down to my next track. So here's the main part of the tune, and then I got the melody. 2, 3. Solo. Right? So the way I came with that one is I had the melody for that first. I heard that line in a couple of, in quite a few tunes. It's really not a hard line. Right? And so this tune was written more around the melody. I really focused on making that melody nice and smooth, and I was like, that needs lyrics. I know that I've actually had a lot of people reach out to me and be like, dude, I want to write some lyrics. So I'm like, do it, man. But the follow through hasn't been there just yet. If you want to hear more tunes like that, of course, follow me below. My handles are right here. And my band is the Ricca Project. We have 2 albums out right now. We have a new EP I just released this year. And then my album from 2018, Jazz for Beer Drinkers. This one was called In Your Bones. But the way I came up with that was I really had the melody first. I just couldn't get enough of this. And what I wanted to do right then was like, all right, so I already have the listener in like such I think a familiar place, right? When I hear that lick, it doesn't sound too out. But when I change the next chord, because when you hear this, you're all like an F minor. And I was like, let me break this, or let me do something to get me over to my next chord C. So instead of just holding out an F minor, I played it this G altered, right? So, right, and then I use this. So I'm really playing with the thirds, really kind of using that super Locrian mode, the altered scale, or if you want to think of it like melodic minor half step up. So I was really kind of getting into that sound. And then I resolve to the C minor. I go to B flat. And then I have this E flat major 7 sharp 11. So when I write my melodies, right, you want to do more than just first thing. If you can make good changes, if you've been practicing and you can play jazz fairly well and make changes and get to those thirds and sevenths in unique ways, I find that it really helps me with my songwriting too. Because I can just when I'm lost for an idea, I'm like, let me just play a couple things. Let me just improvise and let me see what comes out. And then once I have that, I'm like, oh man. So that's my 2 ways of really composing tunes that I do. I do one based on melodies, and then I do some stuff based on chords. I'll show you this one. I haven't released this or anything yet, but you guys can have the progression. Everybody's kind of doing this kind of stuff anyways. But I really love the sound of major 7 chords moving in, minor thirds. Right, what was that? Right? So I'm going to loop that for you, and I'm going to try to write something right here. Those are just a couple of chords. This is like my other way of writing a tune. I don't really have a strong melody in my head at the moment. We can do that as well. I'll do that after this. I'm going to try to come up with a cool melody. So forgive me if it's not that strong. I wanted to kind of get in. That's kind of part of songwriting too. Just trying things. And I didn't want to come in here. I already had my pre-baked tune. I'm like, all right, so let's try to make something together. Or I'm going to try to make something in front of you that is a little more based off of some chords. So I think I'm going to stick with those chords. I'm going to pick up the tempo a little bit too. Let's see. I'll probably use the same beat. There. Let's pick up the tempo here. Yeah, we'll do like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I like that. That does some cool changes, right? So this is the other way I write my tunes. Again, like I was talking about, I either come up with the melody first, I come up with the, or I come up with the chords first. In this case, I'm coming up with the chords first. So I actually added in a second part I think I'm going to add in there. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that sounds cool. Yeah, so let's give that a go. put on start off my bass sounds. And I just keep the bass nice and simple. For right now, when I'm going in to actually record, I do add more. But for right now, I'm just going to pretty much hold out just one for right now. 3, 4. You know what? Let me overdub that. I want to make it a little bit quicker. So 1, 2, and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Oh, I see what I did here. Whoops. That's the other part of this. All this darn technology. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 1, little bit too much fun on here. But that's my writing process. You pretty much saw how I come up with a tune. I sometimes there's so many techniques you can use, right? I was using kind of a modern jazz technique there. I was taking a phrase, right? And I was just altering one or two notes in that phrase. In that case, it was dun, 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 dun. If I can play it. Dun, 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 right? So I just changed a couple of notes where it had to. I forgot, man, my guitar teacher would be so upset with me. He's like, how do you not remember what that's called? I cannot remember what it's called, but it's pretty much you just take the same phrase and you only alter the notes that you absolutely have to, right? So this way I keep this theme going in your head. So sorry, I see we got some questions here. Nice shirt, just I know everybody likes the cranes. It's the cranes. See, I got some questions in here. I don't want to go too far. We're already pretty much at the time. I know the thing with looping is it does take time. There's no other thing. I know that took a little bit while to get it going, but that's kind of part of the writing process. You need to like just get into it and just go. You know? This technique. I forgot the actual name of this technique, but you hear guys like Robert Glasper does it all the time. All the guys who are like lo-fi hip hop use this all the time. It like where they'll take this phrase and just maximize with brass. Yeah, gotta work with the horn players. But anyways, yeah. Sorry, I got a bunch of questions in here. This is great. I'm so glad you guys are digging it. So. That's like you just take the same phrase, play it over again, and only change the notes you have to as the changes are going by. You could do it for tunes like, you know, Giant Steps. It's a little harder to do for sure because you've got so many changes. And the other tune I only had, you know, I only had a couple changes there. I'm going to show you a couple. I'm going to show, maybe I can come up with one more kind of motif. No, that's not what it's called. I'm going to come up with another motif and then alter, you know, just a note or two in it. So just show you one more example of that because it's a great thing to use. Let's see what we got here. So what I was pretty much doing there is I just was going through. I started off with this real simple major idea. Right, because I was starting with C major, so I had to do something in the C major scale. Right? Sorry, I was reading the comments as we were going. So what I was doing is I came up with like a motif that was just based on C major, right? Because I'm playing over the C major 7 chord. Then instead of playing the same motif in E flat when I came to that E flat chord, I just changed the notes I needed from this motif to make it into what notes I would have to move the least amount to make it into E flat. So I would now take this E, make it E flat, and then make this B to B flat. And then the next chord still fits. And then because I was playing that G altered, I wanted to get that B natural in there. Right? So we are running out of time here. Sorry, I'm having a lot of fun. Writing and composition is really such a blast to teach and, you know, be a part of, and I love writing with other people and stuff. But I'm gonna give out the question right now for the gear credits. Let me think here. Which I gotta rack your brains a little bit. All right. Okay. So give me an example of a melody that really just sings to you. It's got to be anything instrumental. Send me your favorite instrumental melody. Right? It can even, if you don't know any, you could send in like a holiday tune, even like the da 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 da. That great Christmas is coming up. Whatever. If you don't know any jazz tunes or any instrumental music, just send in anything. It's not a big deal. But if you know some tunes that have a really strong melody, right? Like maybe you really like the melody from. I really love the melody from. Oh, I don't even know what I'm doing. Cantaloupe Island, there you go. Right, I really love the melody from Round Midnight. There you go. So what, Miles Davis? That's another instrumental melody. Greensleeves, okay. I heard, yeah. Nice. I see we got a lot of cool stuff going on here. Getting ready for a chord melody gig. Right, I don't even keep playing the whole thing for you, but yeah, there's a bunch of great tunes. So keep sending them in. I'm gonna keep playing over my track here because I'm digging these changes, and I'm gonna try to write a tune out of it. So hopefully I'll keep maybe that first part. I think that sounded pretty cool. Until I get the winner from Ryan, you guys are just going to hang out and listen to me kind of work out some ideas over this track. And remember, that is a big part of writing, is just trying stuff, man. We're getting a lot of great answers in here. So I'm going to just keep on playing, and when Ryan gives me the go-ahead here, we're going to... And we could probably do a part 2 on this writing one. I see we had a lot of people who were digging this, having some fun. Next week, we'll probably go a little bit more in depth into the other way about writing a strong melody and then being able to like alter some of the changes. Like how can I maybe do a little lesson on reharmonizing something, right? Where we can maybe stick some of those melody notes on extensions as opposed to just like the 5th or the 3rd, which a lot of pop music does. You hear guys like Fruity Loops. They reharmonize pop tunes all the time. I hear Jacob Collier does really cool reharms of stuff. So maybe next lesson we'll do a whole thing about reharmonizing tunes and how you can take reharmonization and put it into your writing, right? Maybe you have like a really easy pentatonic melody. like get some out changes on it. Like instead of, you know, when you're playing this chord. Yeah. Right? So I'll loop that. We got more time. I'm still waiting on Ryan anyways. Why don't I try looping that? But I'll loop just that, that melody. Let me, all this gosh darn technology. You guys saw all the stuff I had in front of me right now. You'd be like, dude. Like, oh my God. So here we go. I'll keep the same time. Let's pick it up a little bit. Yeah, a little faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there it is. Wrong switch. Try to get something kind of cool. And then B flat. Feel like yeah, there you go. Get the melody in your head. And then see what you can come up with. that old melody. Oh, I got it backwards. So I came up with a track there going the other way around. Sorry, it does take time to come up with this stuff on the fly. So, but that's part of writing. I did this the other way around this time. I came up with the melody first and then put the changes to fit the melody. And I gave them some kind of cool changes. I kind of like those changes too. Let's see if we got a winner here. I think we got a winner, chicken dinner. We got a winner. Yes, we have a winner. Okay, so we have Malik Amar. Dude, I'm so sorry. I'm so pasty white. Malik Amar. Oh, we see we got some questions about some Satriani stuff. Love Thing. Oh, his answer was Love Thing by Satriani. Dope. I got to get into more Satriani. I was into him for a little while when I was younger, and then I just kind of got into jazz, and I was like, I don't need a shred. I don't want to play that fast. I'm going to play super clean. So thank you, Malik, for sending in your answers. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us and being part of this today. I know this is kind of one of those topics that is like, it's all over the place, and it's something that like takes some time to build. So thank you for bearing with me while I'm building these fun stuff. I had a lot of fun playing for you guys and showing you how I build these things on the looper, how I come up with these ideas, a couple of techniques for songwriting I hope that you can take and apply to your songwriting. So guys, we are going to be back the same time next week, 4 o'clock, with another lesson. I'm not sure the topic. I think Ryan has. He's going to let me know, and we will announce it. We tend to, pick the topic right now, and then I practice for it. But thank you guys for coming out. I see you got more and more people filling it up. I'm glad you guys digged it. Glad you guys had a lot of fun. Stay safe, everybody, with everything going on and all that. It hasn't ended yet. But remember, we also have that contest. If you scroll back up, maybe I'll have Ryan drop a link in here before we sign out. But remember, sign up for a chance to win some of the free Singular Sound gear that they have. But you got to go to those links and sign up. All right? Thank you guys again. Thank you again. I'll see you next week.